Welcome to episode 159 of the XS Noize Podcast. I'm Mark Millar. Thanks for listening. In this episode, I speak to Deniece Pearson, lead singer of iconic pop group 5 Star. If you missed the previous episode, I spoke to Peter Kuna from 90s dance pop duo Rain. So check it out, and if you like the podcast, please subscribe on your favourite listening platform, give us a rating, and leave a comment. Continuing a celebration of 40 years in the music industry, Brit Award winner, Grammy nominee and lead singer of iconic pop group 5 Star, Deniece Pearson has released her first ever Christmas single, Santa Claus is Coming. In this interview, Deniece talks about the new single, her huge success with 5 Star, appearing on The Voice, her new solo album, and lots more. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the XS Noize Podcast with Deniece Pearson. Hi Deniece, welcome to the XS Noize Podcast.
Thanks for having me, Mark. How are you today?
Very good, very good. It's an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
I like to go back to the start. Can you remember the first band or artist that made you pay attention to music?
I think it was the Jacksons in our household because we used to watch them on TV. The J5, their cartoons. So we grew up in a musical household. Daddy, he played with a lot of the greats from the 60s, Wilson Pickett on the Midnight Hour tour, Jimmy Cliff, Desmond Dekker, and he wore many hats. He became a record distributor also. And so we had tons and tons of vinyls in the sitting room and lots to pick from. So I found Smokey Robinson in as my preference, Randy Crawford, Crystal Gale, Lionel Richie, the Jacksons, the Osmonds too, and many of the Motown greats. So we grew up in a musical household, so it was kind of inevitable that we would end up in music.
Obviously, you said it was inevitable you were going to grow up in the music, but was there anything else you sort of thought you might end up doing, when you got older?
Yeah, if it wasn't music, it would have been nursing, I think. Just like, what is it called? The hills are alive with the sound of music. I would have been a singing nurse.
No, that would be good.
I loved biology in school, and Mummy was a nurse, so she used to have a lot of nursing books at home. So if it wasn't music, it would have been nursing.
2023 marks the 40th anniversary of 5 Star's debut single, Problematic. Can you believe it's been that long?
I can't. It seems like just only yesterday, just like the Carpenters said. It seems like only yesterday, sweetie. It's just like I was just giving in notes to the headmistress to get time off school to do the Royal Varieties and Top of the Pops and the Wogans and everything. It flew by so quickly.
And they were all great shows, and we don't have anything like that now.
Oh, well, you know what? What goes up must come down, and then it has to go back up again. So hopefully, we've got Mike Reed coming back with the Saturday Superstore, and we've got some HSV stores. Is it HSV?
HMV?
Yeah, stores opening up in London again. So fingers crossed, it'll get better again.
During your time with 5 Star, you had over 20 top 30 UK singles, including System Addict, The Slightest Touch, and my favourite, Rain or Shine. Back in the 80s, 5 Star were huge. What do you think of when you cast your mind back to that period of craziness?
It was one song after the other, sweetie. Back in the day, black groups had to cross over. So we came out with the Let Me Be the One and All Four Down, and kind of like they dubbed this as R&B. And then we did the crossover to Rain or Shine and System Addict and Can't Wait and Slightest Touch. If I Say Yes, all of these hits, top 10 hits to stay out of my life. And I'm glad that we did, because we were just a young group from Romford, Essex, you know, and we followed our dream. And once you follow your dream, anything can happen, and just stick to it. And you know, we've made such a great mark, and we have a legacy to be very, very proud of.
Absolutely. Can you remember the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio?
Yep.
What was it?
It was All Four Down, and it was on Tony Blackburn's show, and you had to call in and say you loved the song, and we used to put towels on the phones and then call in pretend we were someone else and just vote for ourselves so that our record would be played. But it was fun times. Yeah, that was the first time I heard when I heard our song on the radio, and it's like, oh my God, we're going to be famous and go to Los Angeles and buy loads of chocolate and meet Michael Jackson.
And did that happen?
For Doris it did, because she was a huge Michael Jackson fan. She went to I think it was Sweden with Daddy to meet Michael. They had to go on the boat across the river to go and meet him, and she saw him looking through the curtain when they were coming across. And then as soon as they entered the room, he's like, close the door. And then he's like, you're very pretty. She's like, and Michael said to me, you're very pretty. And then he squeezed my waist when we were taking a photo.
You must have been very jealous.
I wasn't, because I was a Smokey fan. I was booking my flight to Las Vegas to go see Smokey.
As I mentioned, my favourite song by Five Star is Rain or Shine, which was kept off number one by the Communards with Don't Leave Me This Way. So how annoying was that? That's
a brilliant song. I remember singing it in Panto. Yeah. I think everything has a reason. The spot is still open. I'm still here. I have a new Christmas single out. I'm releasing new material. So that spot is still open to get.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that.
Absolutely.
But that song, what can you remember about recording that song? Because I love it. I just want to know more.
Rain or Shine was a hard song to record. It really was, because we must have hit about 3 different studios before I was comfortable to do vocals. And then when I got comfortable, Billy Livesey, the producer and writer of the song, there were so many technical difficulties in studio. And every time we'd come across one, he'd say, oh no, gremlin. And this is what the conversation I was having with him the other day, because I spoke to him because we've done a remake of the song. And I said, Billy, I remember you always used to say, when a problem came out, you used to say gremlin. And he says, really? Oh my God, I don't remember that. But yeah, there was always a lot of problems. And he said, when there's a lot of problems with a song, you know it's a hit. And it was our biggest hit, as you know.
Yeah, and I love, you mentioned the new version. I love that. So he was still involved with the new version as well?
Absolutely. Yeah. I had to contact him and Gary Bell, actually, the 2 writers of Rain or Shine. It was Rain or Shine. Actually, it was Pete. Pete and Billy wrote Rain or Shine, and then Gary Bell and Billy wrote System Addict. Sorry, I'm getting my crossed. But yeah, I spoke to him recently. He came to see us at our 40th anniversary show in London, which was so amazing that we had to book another one, and that was sold out also. It's just it was wonderful to see him again after all these years.
So what were the challenges for you being the lead vocalist for Five Star?
There weren't really any challenges. I think because I arranged the vocals, so I was there from early in the morning with the guys and overseeing the vocals, and then afterwards they'd get to go to the gym. It's like, where are you guys going? I need your support when I'm doing the lead vocal. And they're like, we're going to the gym. And it's like, what? So I was there still working after everybody had finished their harmonies, I guess. Yeah.
With all that success back in the day, how much of an impact was it on your personal life?
Everything kind of seemed like, well, everything belonged to all 5 of us, you know, and nobody had single partners. Nobody had other homes that we could go to. Everybody was still living together because we were so young. We were still Well, I was still in school. Dell was still in school. When we left school, we were still together until I was 19, 22. We were still kind of like in the same house. And it's like, oh my God, I really need my own life. And I need my boyfriend or my husband, or I want my children now. I want to start a family, So, but that did happen. Everything that I wanted, I manifested, I guess. God is great.
And how do you get on with your siblings now? Do you still see each other a lot?
Yeah. We're going to go, we're going to get together at Mummy's for Christmas, with my kids, and Dell's over from Los Angeles, and hopefully Lorraine will come over. That would be lovely. So we can get drunk again.
Well, it has to be done, doesn't it, in the Christmas?
Has to be done.
What motivated you to pursue a solo career, and how has it differed from your experiences with Five Star?
What motivated me was, it's now or never, Deniece. You really have to, if you're going to do it, you best do it. So then Forever Young came to me straight out of the heavens onto my laptop. I just started writing this album, and then Santa Claus came to me, and oh my God, so many songs are coming to me. I'm hardly sleeping, sweetie. Hardly sleeping at night. All of these ideas are just pouring in, and I'm going in the patois direction, tapping into my Jamaican heritage. The difference is nobody's arguing on who gets a track on the albums anymore. It's like, I don't even have that conversation. I don't have to arrange harmonies for anybody. I don't have to wait on anybody. I'm just producing, I'm writing, I'm doing my vocals, arranging the vocals, arranging the business side of it all, and I feel liberated. That's the difference.
Well, I love your first ever Christmas single. The reggae-flavoured Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's uplifting, joyful, everything you would want a Christmas song to be. So after all this time in the business, why did you decide to put out a Christmas song?
Well, I think we would have done it back in the day, but I think we were just continuously on TV. Anywhere you looked, we were in magazines or on TV, we were on radios and everything. So I guess that kind of like gave us a break around Christmas time. So I thought, I recorded Forever Young, and I arranged my photo session. I thought, you know what, you're going to need a follow-up after this. So I just chucked in my panto outfit, my queen's dress that I had at the panto, and brought a candy cane with me, and thought, yeah, let's just do a Christmas session. Also, get kill two birds with one stone. So that's what I did, and then released Santa Claus is Coming.
And also love the video. The video is really Christmassy.
Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, I've incorporated some of the old footage that I hadn't seen in 30 years of my kids. I've never ever we recorded them on a little camcorder way back in the day, 30 years ago, when we were in Big Bear skiing, and with Daddy and my daughter on her first birthday, and Mummy dancing in the kitchen at the end of the video. And I thought, you know what, since we're going a trip to memory lane, kind of like looking back, it would be nice to incorporate some of this home footage. So I just got my little cassettes, went to the shop and got it all run off. And it was like, oh my God, I was sitting there crying. Because it's the first time I ever watched these videos back from 30 years. I thought, this is going to be lovely to share with everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And it's great that you have it now as a time capsule forever, on film.
Absolutely, sweetie. That's what I'm very proud of.
What's your all-time favorite Christmas song?
I think it would be, I do love Merry Christmas, Darling by the Carpenters. I love that one. But I think all-time favorite has got to be my George Michael, Last Christmas. Yeah, I love him.
That's one of mine.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
And I hear you're also putting the finishing touches to your brand new solo album, Frequency. I love that title, by the way. When's that coming out? And can you tell me a bit more about it?
Yeah, Frequency. It's developing. It's I'm just continuously writing and everything. I thought I had it all together. but more songs are coming, and it's like, oh my God, just keep going to these because they're getting better and better. The more, I mean, they say practice makes perfect. And the more that I'm producing, the tracks are getting better and the songs are becoming better. So I have a whole array of songs, and it's really, really kind of like going in the patois direction, patra pop, reggae pop. So Free Queen C will be out. We are planning for June 13th, my birthday, 2024, if not sooner. And then just before that, a brand new single for the new year.
I love the title. What is your creative process? You know, how do you go about writing songs? What method do you use? Because everybody's different.
Yeah. Sweetie, Mark, sometimes I'm just watching my movies because I don't watch TV. I just watch movies. And then all of a sudden something just goes, and I'm like, all right, stop the movie, get into your program, your music program. And then these songs just come through. So it's like I start with my drums, put the drums together, and then and then the melody comes, and then the lyrics come. And then, yeah, there's the song. And then I send it to my guys, my drum guy, my guitar guy, my bass, and they put, I send my whole project, and then they put that together, and then I send it to my mixing guy. Then I go and do the vocals. So it's a whole different kind of recording process. But once you find your team, you got a good thing.
But you must be a nightmare watching a movie with, you know, because if you're going to stop it every 5 minutes, you get ideas.
That's true. That's true. But I just listen to so when I'm working with the energies, that's what Free Queen scene means. You know, I'm working with the energies that are guiding me, and it's just making magic. Really, really making magic. I can't wait for you guys to hear the album. It's yesterday I just sat, I think it's for the first time, I listened to everything down, and it's like, oh my God, I'm just so happy with what I'm hearing, you know, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it next year. It's different.
I can't wait another minute.
No pun intended.
That was bad. That was bad. Apologies for that. In 2012, you appeared on The Voice and you joined Tom Jones's team. What was that experience like for you?
It was good. Everyone was telling me, no, don't do it. You're not supposed to be doing it. You're supposed to be a judge, not a contestant. This is what my brothers and sisters were saying. Don't do it. You're supposed to be, you know, but I said, whatever. And it was because it had been 30 years since we'd been on TV. And lo and behold, it was in the same BBC studio where we recorded, what is his name? Lenny Henry show. And we did System Addict on Lenny Henry's show. And it's like, it's nice to be back here. Oh my goodness. So, I did the interviews and the, what was it called? The auditions. And I didn't think anybody knew who I was, but everybody knew who I was. And so when I got through Tom's team, I met loads of young talent. Got through on Tom's team. We all had like these little cones of fish and chips in the room. When he came in, he was like, "Hi, how are you?" And then I said, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you." And he says, "How's the family?" And I'm like, he knows who I am. He's like, yeah, everybody knows who you are, Deniece, but they just didn't say anything. But it was an experience. It was a great experience. Very, very early mornings. Great experience.
Would you recommend aspiring musicians or singers to go down that route to try and make their mark in the industry?
If they wanted the exposure, yes. If they're looking to win and it's imperative that they win, then no. Just take it as a bit of exposure and fun, I think. Because just like all TVs, they are, it's entertainment, you know? It doesn't matter what kind of talent you do have or where you're coming from. It all has an angle. Sometimes, if you've had a tragedy in your family, then that sells more on TV. You know, so some of the contestants did, and that kind of like overshadowed the true talent in the program. But it's all entertainment purposes.
Looking back on your career, is there a particular song that holds a special place in your heart?
A special song. I loved. I think it was first. I think it's First Avenue. I think that's the one that I was nominated for a Grammy. And yeah, so I'm a Grammy nominee. We should have flown out, but we didn't, and I didn't know it was such a big deal. It was a surprise to me because I think I was 18 or 19 at the time when I was nominated. Herbie Hancock. Do 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 do. That's who I was up against, and Herbie won. But it was an honor to actually have that's an honor to have that to my name, Grammy nominee. Yeah.
Going forward, what's your future goals and aspirations? Going forward into your career.
To be me. To actually experience and show off me and show off my energy without any impairments or sometimes you have to have, when you're in a group of people, you have to have structure, and you have to have, okay, that one's going to do the interviews, that one's going to do this, and that one's going to do that. It's all me now, and I've really grown come into myself, and I just love performing on stage now with my band, my live band, and writing and producing and putting my stuff out there. It's always been my thread. Sharing it with my brothers and sisters, it was great, but there was a bit of an impairment in a way. I'm not saying it weren't wonderful times and we didn't make our mark. We did. We had wonderful times and we made our mark. But I think this is another chapter where I have that independence and that, so they call it emancipation, that freedom to do my thing.
Just a few more questions, Deniece. I like to ask my guests the following questions.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back and relive one musical moment from your career, what would it be?
Our touring. Yeah, the sold out tour. Just, oh my God, hearing those screams. And they just went on and on and on all night. So like, you got to wrap it. Daddy was like, you got to wrap it up now. It was just, we were just loving it. We're talking to the audience and the places were ram-packed. I think we should have booked bigger venues. But they were sold out tours, the Crunchy tour and the Ultra Bright tour, our Ultra Bright tour were sold out tours. And we went and visited Cadbury's, the factory. And that was amazing. So amazing. To see all that chocolate going through. And I was like, how am I going to eat all of this? Well, it was, yeah. I think that would be the one, the first tour, the Crunchy tour.
The Crunchy tour.
Yeah.
For us music fans, music is the soundtrack to our memories. What song or album, when you listen to it, brings back the best memories for you?
There's a song called da 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 da. Na 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 na. I'll never find another girl like you. At the end is in with fire and ice, dream of true. Sarah, storms are brewing in your eyes. I think that's by Electric Orchestra. Sarah.
I do recognize it. I'm just enjoying that performance.
Oh my God, yes. ELO.
Yeah.
Sarah. Yeah. And that's when we first went to Los Angeles, and we had these great big whopping Domino's pizza with the stretchy cheese.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there with these, it's like a quart of Coca-Cola and ice cream. And when we went to the hotels, there were burgers were humongous. Everything was so big. The portions were big. Hot dogs and things on the trays. And That always stuck in my mind. We've made it. We're in Los Angeles, you know,
Mm.
and it was amazing. Yeah, and that song, oh yeah, yeah, that brings back a lot of memories right there.
You've been famous for a long time now. What's the stupidest thing you've ever bought?
Stupidest thing I've ever bought.
Yeah.
uh, what's the stupidest thing I've ever bought? I think maybe, yeah, uh, whoa, that cat in, Emily used to, Bagpuss. It's a Bagpuss toy, I think. I used to love Bagpuss. Do you remember Bagpuss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We were fixing, we were fixing. I think that when I saw it, because I love charity shops, and when I saw that little Bagpuss, I thought, oh, I've got to have it. I've got to have it because it's like a little piece of my childhood, coming home in the afternoons and watching Emily bring the broken toy and the mouse and Bagpuss saying that it can be fixed. You know, I think maybe that is one of the silliest things I've ever bought, going into a shop. I can't think of anything else.
That's fine. You know, again, like the music of the 80s, as we mentioned earlier as well, the programs of the 80s were just the best. You know,
They
Bagpuss, you
were.
know,
And Rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the arts, Tony Hart, when
Yeah.
he was doing the
And
arts.
Morph.
Yeah. Love that. All of that. Saturday Superstore, and yeah. They will come back. They will come back.
Finally, what are you most grateful for being able to do what you do every day?
God. I'm very grateful to God and the energies, my angels. Very grateful to my fans, for their love and support, and just to be alive and to be pursuing my passion, and yeah, and being healthy, to be to actually still have my beauty that God has given me, you know, and my life and my love and my passion, still having my voice. That's what I'm really, really grateful for, and family and support.
So, Deniece, is there anything you'd like to mention before we wrap up? Anything else coming up? What's coming up in 2024?
Loads of shows, loads more shows. My album, brand new album called Frequency. That should be coming in spring, summer. I think maybe more so in the summer. My new single, brand new single. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. And just loving life and looking forward to seeing you guys at the gigs.
Good. Well, look forward to it, and I wish you all the best with Santa Claus is coming. I'm loving it. It's really Christmassy.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Okay, well,
Fabulous.
Deniece, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Big fan, and you know, of all the stuff you do. So it's a real treat to speak to you today.
Thank you, sweetheart. You too. Take good care and have a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas, Deniece.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
sweetie.